What if the real reason you're exhausted, unfocused, and constantly anxious isn't because of your work, your relationships, or even your past, but because you've been slowly poisoned by something you never even questioned? In a quiet monastery, far from the chaos of the modern world, a Shaolin warrior sits still, not moving, not reacting, just breathing. His mind is clear, his spirit is sharp, his body calm yet ready. No phone, no noise, no need for validation. He's not running from anything. He's not chasing everything. He's just here. Now think about your day. The moment you wake up, your hand reaches for your phone before your feet touch the ground. Notifications flood your screen before your mind has a chance to wake up. You scroll, tap, react, feeding your brain more data in 10 minutes than the Shaolin warrior would absorb in an entire day, and yet, we call this normal, but is it? There is a silent epidemic creeping into every corner of modern life. It doesn't come with a warning. It doesn't cause visible wounds, but it drains you, it weakens you. And it kills something far more important than your time. It kills your ability to be. You see, we've normalized distraction. We wear busyness like a badge of honor, but deep inside we're crumbling. Studies now show the average person checks their phone over 90 times a day. Not for work, not for purpose, but because we've trained our brains to run from stillness, to escape silence. We are addicted to noise, digital noise, mental noise, emotional chaos, and that addiction is costing us everything. You don't need a doctor to tell you that something feels off. You feel it when you try to concentrate and your mind jumps like a restless child. You feel it when your anxiety spikes for no clear reason. You feel it when you lie in bed, tired but unable to rest because your brain is buzzing from the endless stream of input. You feel it, but you don't know what to call it. This is not just a personal problem. This is a global crisis that hides behind glowing screens and endless scrolling. And it's not just killing dreams, it's killing lives. The Shaolin Master trains for stillness, for control. His strength isn't in how hard he hits, it's in how deeply he focuses. In how powerfully he doesn't react. That kind of discipline is rare now, almost extinct, but it's exactly what we're missing, and deep down we know it. We're starving for presence, for peace, for clarity. But here's the painful truth. Most people will never find it, because they're too distracted to notice they've lost it. Distraction doesn't feel dangerous at first. It feels harmless, convenient, entertaining. But over time, it eats away your attention span. It destroys your self-awareness, and worst of all, it robs you of the one thing you can never get back, your time, not just the hours you spend scrolling. But the moments you miss, the purpose you forget, the life you postpone, and that's exactly why this matters, because if you don't wake up now, you may never wake up at all. But here's the reward for those who do. The ones who step back, who reclaim their focus, who learn to quiet the noise. You begin to live again. You begin to feel again. You begin to see life not as something you're racing through, but something you are deeply connected to. You become more than reactive, more than overstimulated. You become present, and from presence comes power. If you've ever felt like something inside you is slipping away, if you've ever wondered why you're doing so much but feeling so little, if you've ever felt like your potential is trapped beneath layers of distraction and noise, then stay with this message, because what's coming could change everything. But for now, ask yourself this. Are you living your life, or are you just scrolling through it? Because your answer could be the beginning of everything. Something went wrong while generating the response. If this issue persists, please contact us through our help center at Help. Open eye, calm, but here's the truth that most people never see. Your mind is not broken. It's not weak, it's just untrained, and in a world that rewards chaos, it takes a warrior's discipline to build inner strength. The Shaolin didn't wake up enlightened. They didn't download wisdom from a screen. They earned it, through silence, through repetition, through the kind of mental control that most people will never even attempt, because it's uncomfortable, it's not exciting, it doesn't give you quick hits of dopamine. It gives you something else, power over yourself, and that kind of power, that's rare, that's dangerous, that's what separates those who live on purpose from those who drift. You've been told that success comes from hustle, from working harder, pushing faster, staying busy. But what they never told you is that clarity beats speed, purpose beats motion. Focus, when sharpened like a blade, can do more in 1 hour than scattered energy can do in a week. The world trains you to be reactive, to chase trends, to follow opinions, to drown your own voice under the noise of everyone else's. But the Shaolin trains for the opposite, for awareness, for presence, for the stillness that lets you hear what really matters. There's a reason why your confidence feels shaky, why your motivation comes in waves. It's because your attention is fragmented. You're trying to build a strong life with a weak mind. And no matter how much ambition you have, if your attention is always elsewhere, your power will leak through the cracks. Silence used to be sacred, now it's scary. Stillness used to be strength, now it's seen as laziness. But only in stillness can you see clearly. Only in silence can you meet yourself. And until you meet yourself, without the mask, without the scroll, without the noise, you'll keep chasing things that don't matter and wondering why you still feel empty. The modern world is fighting for your mind. Every notification, every headline, every app, every ad is engineered to pull you away from your center. But here's the part that hits hard. They only win if you don't fight back. You fight back by reclaiming your attention. You fight back by creating space for solitude. You fight back by training your mind to stay still when everything else is moving. That's not weakness, that's mastery. Your phone is not evil. Social media is not evil. But your lack of control over them, that's the real enemy. Because every time you reach for your phone out of boredom, out of habit, out of fear of missing out, you're telling your mind, you are not strong enough to sit with yourself. But you were born with the same brain as the warriors before you. You were born with the same capacity for discipline, focus, and strength. The only difference, they trained it, and you've been trained to numb it. But it's never too late to rewire. The brain is plastic. The mind is moldable. Every moment of silence you choose, every minute of focused attention, is a vote for the kind of person you're becoming. You don't need to retreat to a monastery. You just need to start taking your attention seriously, like your life depends on it, because it does. This isn't just about being more productive. It's about reclaiming your spirit. Your ability to decide what matters, to not be a puppet on a string, pulled by trends, opinions, and distractions. It's about being rooted, solid, unshakable, like the Shaolin warrior who doesn't flinch in the face of chaos because he's trained for peace in the storm. You will never be free until your mind is free, and you will never master your life until you master your attention, not one day, not someday, now. If you're tired of being pulled in 100 directions, if you're sick of living on autopilot, if you're ready to stop consuming and start creating, then this is your moment. No one is coming to fix it for you. No one is going to hand you discipline. You build it. One moment at a time, one breath at a time, one decision at a time, and that decision can start right now. Put down the noise, pick up your mind, because the world doesn't need more distracted people. It needs more warriors, focused, calm, clear, trained, ready, and whether or not you become one is a choice only you can make. If your attention is your greatest weapon, then every moment you give away carelessly is a moment you surrender your power. And make no mistake, this world will take everything you allow it to, your time, your focus, your peace. It doesn't need your permission. It only needs your passiveness. That's why most people will live their entire lives never truly knowing who they could have become. Not because they weren't talented, not because they didn't want more, but because they never broke free from the trap of distraction long enough to remember their strength. Look around, most people are running. Not toward purpose, but away from themselves. They avoid silence because in silence the truth gets loud, the truth about the life they're pretending to enjoy, the truth about the dreams they gave up on, the truth about the person they were meant to be but never became, and that truth, it stings, but it also frees, because once you face it, once you stop numbing, stop escaping, stop silencing your inner voice, you become dangerous. Not to others, but to the systems that keep you small. You stop being predictable. You stop being reactive. You start choosing your path instead of just following someone else's. Every time you sit in stillness, you are practicing rebellion. Every time you breathe instead of scroll, reflect instead of react, listen instead of escape, you are breaking a pattern that's been killing your potential in silence. That is not small. That is not weak. That is a revolution. Discipline isn't about controlling your life with an iron grip. It's about aligning it with what matters. It's saying, I will no longer give my time to things that do not grow me. It's declaring, I am worth more than empty dopamine and endless distraction. It's remembering that your mind, your energy, your presence, they are sacred, and you don't give sacred things away for free. You don't need to do everything. You don't need to be everywhere. You don't need to consume more, be more, chase more. You need to be here fully, fiercely, with your mind engaged and your heart awake. Clarity is not found by doing more. It's found by stripping away what doesn't matter. Most people are buried under obligations, opinions, and noise that were never theirs to carry. You don't rise by adding more to your plate. You rise by letting go of what's not aligned with who you truly are, and who you truly are is capable of more than you've been told. There is a level of peace, focus, and purpose that you haven't even touched yet. Not because it's out of reach, but because it's buried beneath layers of overstimulation, beneath years of conditioning that taught you to reach for your phone instead of reaching within. But once you feel it even for a moment, you'll realize how deeply you've been craving it. It's the moment your mind quiets, the moment your breath slows, the moment you remember what stillness feels like, not as an absence of doing, but as the presence of being. And in that moment, everything changes. Because from stillness comes vision, from vision comes alignment, and from alignment comes unstoppable momentum. The Shaolin understood this. They didn't train just for the sake of training. They trained to become something greater. To align body, mind, and spirit, to live with purpose, not just motion. And that power, it wasn't magic, it was mastery. The kind of mastery you build day by day, thought by thought, decision by decision. You don't need to move to a mountain or shave your head to become disciplined. You need to decide that your attention is yours, that your time is yours, that your future belongs to the focused, not the distracted. Decide that from this moment on, your life will not be dictated by algorithms, by impulses, by everything outside of you. It will be led by the clarity within you, and that clarity begins with awareness. With presence, with the courage to be still, even when the world tells you to keep running. Your phone isn't stronger than you. Your habits aren't stronger than you. Your past doesn't define you. What defines you is what you do next. Breathe, focus, reclaim. You are not meant to be average. You are not meant to stay hidden in the shadows of your own potential. You are meant to rise, to lead, to live fully, fiercely, awake. And if that's what you want, then let the world spin without you for a while. Let it shout, let it pull you, you stay still. You hold the line, because you are not just another distracted soul wandering through life. You are a warrior, and this is your awakening.